What I'm really looking forward to doing with this dish is spending all of Bon Appetit's money in one sandwich. What up, it's your boy Chef Harold, aka Uncle Harold, and today we are dishing out caviar morphin' time. Even though caviar is regularly eaten all over the world, it's still something a lot of people haven't tried. It's super crazy expensive, and it's usually associated with fine dining cuisine. And on top of that, the thought of eating fish eggs is not everybody's thing. Today, I'm coming up with a dish that uses caviar in a way that's never been done before and hopefully helps people see it in a new way. This is caviar. I think most chefs, when they approach creating a dish with caviar, it really is a component that should heighten the dish. It costs so much, and it also has such a bold flavor profile that the caviar should be the star of the dish. I'm very afraid to do something new with caviar because I feel like it's such a pure item, it's such a pure product. It's really kind of a code, you know, like this is caviar, you use it this way, and it's been used this way for over hundreds of years. But also, I want to show somewhat of a new take on what caviar dishes should look like. To help me figure out exactly what I should make, I decided to go talk with someone who knows a lot more about caviar than I do. What's up, everybody? We're here at Russ and Daughters Cafe with Nikki Russ Fetterman. And Nikki, can you please tell us about caviar and tell us about Russ and Daughters?
Sure. So Russ and Daughters has been in my family for 107 years, and we're New York City's premier appetizing shop. So we specialize in classic Jewish New York food. So think bagels, smoked fish, herring, babka, and then of course caviar.
Can you just tell us exactly what caviar is?
So caviar is the roe from a sturgeon fish.
Only sturgeon
Only
fish.
sturgeon. People take liberties, so you'll see people say like salmon caviar or seaweed caviar now, but truly caviar is just from a sturgeon. There are different species of sturgeon, and this is one of them. So this is the transmontanous species.
Oh,
Look at that.
Shit. Hell. Look at that thing. And how much would this tin cost?
This costs probably over $3,000.
Why exactly is caviar so expensive?
Well, a couple reasons. It takes a really long time for the sturgeon to reproduce.
Sure.
Anywhere from 7 years up to 16 years.
So then it's an investment.
It's an investment, and then only half the population, obviously, you know, the female fish produce the roe.
Right.
So it's a real investment. It's very perishable. Obviously, it has to be handled with so much care, and it's now, you know, you have to harvest it all over the world.
So when people think about caviar, they think it's about a high-end fine dining situation. Do you think it's a fine dining item?
It is, but it doesn't have to be.
Right.
People sort of envision like the Russian czars eating it, you know, and that's part of the mystique. You can have a wonderful caviar experience at home that doesn't have to break the bank.
So I'm creating a brand new dish with caviar. What specialty or what kind of flavor profiles am I looking for when I'm putting a dish together?
Why don't we break open some tins and then we can taste and talk as we go. So Harold, I picked out 3 caviars that I think are gonna show you the range in flavor profiles, texture, as well as color. So the first one we're gonna try is paddlefish. It's still wild and it's in the Mississippi River basin. Look at that beauty. You're just gonna wanna take some, not too much, and you put it right here in kind of the nook of your hand.
Yep.
Nothing's going to stand in our way between tasting what's happening here.
That is nice.
It's nice.
It's
It's
fresh.
the beads are a little softer, but they kind of, you know, move around nicely on the
And what's the
palate.
rule? You're supposed to knock them on the top of your tongue, correct?
You can knock them on top of your tongue. Some beads are firmer, they roll, they separate more. Some just kind of like melt in a nice way. This is kind of a melty one. What else flavor-wise, right? It's a little more intense. There's a little minerality going on.
So if you're looking for acidity and saltiness, that's going to be prominent.
Yeah.
So what gives paddlefish its flavor profile?
Well, it's sort of like wine, right, and terroir. These fish are from the Mississippi River basin, so the foods they're eating, the water quality, you know, the minerality, all of that goes into the roe. The flavor of the paddlefish stands up really well if you're using it, you know, with other ingredients. We're gonna taste one of my favorite ways to have it, which is actually on a potato latke. A little bread of creme fraiche.
Okay.
You know, with something like latke, pack on the caviar because
Oof.
there's a lot going on here.
This is fun because the texture of the potato, the saltiness of the caviar really blends well. The potato itself also is seasoned very well, and the creme fraiche is just there for a cooling aspect, a creamy aspect. But can't go wrong with this pairing right here.
So the next one is, this came actually from that OT that we opened up.
The Maximus Pontipenus.
Something like that. The Transmontanus.
Nice.
Do you see how the color is different here?
The bead's some firmer too.
The species Transmontanus, these are bigger fish than the paddlefish, so
Right.
you're gonna get bigger beads, a little bit more fattiness.
Wow.
This is a mother of pearl spoon. It's a natural material. What you don't want with caviar is this. You don't want to have metallic touching the caviar because it will impart that metallic flavor.
Oh. Oh man. Whoa, that's different.
Right.
Right in the front.
Yeah.
It just wakes you up. And then the salinity stays a little bit, and then the freshness comes to at the end. I love that.
Right.
So would you pair this with the same things you would pair paddlefish with?
My favorite way to have it is buckwheat blinis, creme fraiche, and the caviar.
No.
Oh yeah, you don't hold back.
No.
No.
It's big.
I was
money.
being a little too precious.
Cheers.
Cheers. It kind of actually brings out the flavor of the caviar even more. This trio works together because you've got the doughiness of the blini, and then the dairy kind of cuts through and mellows out some of the salinity, but then lets that kind of unctuousness really come through. And those three things, when they come together,
It's magic.
okay. Golden Osetra. Look at that.
Ooh, yeah, they're larger, huh?
These are the biggest beads, and you have this beautiful golden color,
Right.
which is quite rare, and it tends to be a sign of a very kind of earthy, deep flavor.
Oh my God.
It's a tough day at the office, right? Hal?
Oh man. That's smooth.
You just want to like lie down.
That's elegant as
Right.
It's creamy too.
Super
Got
creamy,
a nice
right?
creamy texture to it. The salt level's not too high. It's controlled.
And it
continues.
It continues. The
Yeah.
flavor stays with you. Yeah. This species takes around 12 years to produce.
So it's
Yeah.
a big investment.
Yeah.
Well, when the producers presented to me caviar, I didn't want to do it at first because I didn't think it would show the respect to the caviar, you know, and it needs to be shown the respect because people take time. 12 years, 7 years to put things in a tin. It's such a pleasure to be able to taste the quality of these products, you know. Yeah, so after all this, I think I've learned so much that I can incorporate into my own dish. I would love for you to come by and try the dish when we come kind of put it together, and then would love to hear your opinion on it.
I would love that. I can't wait to see what you come up with.
So after talking with Nikki, I had an opportunity to think about what I'm gonna do with my dish. I really enjoyed the paddlefish caviar and the latke because you would never associate caviar with greasy food because it's such a high-end item, but also I really like cooking kind of this high-low food style. So for people that really are skeptical about trying caviar, hopefully I can create a dish where they can attach themselves to it and they can make caviar a little bit more approachable. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and head home, sleep on this, and then come back and let you know what kind of dish I came up with. After a day hanging out at Russ and Daughters with Nikki, I decided to make a New York classic with our own spin on it, a caviar, bacon, egg, and cheese. Once I tasted the latke with a little bit of creme fraiche and the paddlefish caviar on there, that really gave me an idea of kind of the nuances of caviar, but also at the same time, it was super nostalgic. The bacon, egg, and cheese kind of shares that greasiness, also shares that nostalgic feel. When I was eating the latke, you can really taste the caviar. So my main goal with creating this bacon, egg, and cheese is to always showcase the caviar, but also still have that greasy feeling and kind of the home feeling while you're eating a bacon, egg, and cheese. We're gonna substitute bacon with salmon bacon. We're also gonna make our own remoulade with caviar in it. We're also gonna make our own Kaiser roll. And inside the Kaiser roll, we're gonna put some caviar in it too. I know it's a little crazy, but we're gonna put caviar in it too. And then the topping of the Kaiser roll is also a little bit more caviar. And so it's gonna be caviar on caviar, man. You're gonna see it all. You have to start off, we're gonna go ahead and create our Kaiser roll. The Kaiser roll is such a famous roll here in New York. Every bodega has this roll, and we create all our bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches with it. So first, we're gonna have this great new product. It's powdered dehydrated caviar. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pulse it. And we're gonna put this right into our mix of our dough, okay? Pulse it once, wait. We're gonna pulse it again, and then that's it. I still wanted to kind of see it inside the dough, and I wanted to have that coarse kind of look to it. All right, so next, we're gonna take our instant yeast, some sugar, some salt. Just go ahead and mix it with the AP flour. And then we're gonna go ahead and pour it in to our mixing bowl. 1 egg. Take half of it. I'm gonna save the other half for the egg wash later. A little butter in here also. 1/3 cup of water. Do it slow. Let it incorporate a little bit. All right, awesome. Now you can tell that it's ready. It's when it comes off of the side of the bowl. It just comes off easy, just like that. And you can see all the speckles from the caviar. After you put the dough right into this bowl, it's greased. You can add a little towel right over the top, and you let it proof in a warm place for about 1.5 hours. What happens when dough proofs is it doubles, the yeast gets activated, and it also makes the inside a little bit more softer and a little bit more airy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and punch it down. Yeah, the punching helps it bring down to its original size, and then we're gonna portion it from here. So I'm gonna cut it right in half. It's just gonna be 2 rolls, 2 nice rolls. And then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and stamp it with the Kaiser roll cut on top. We're gonna go ahead and double proof these things, put in a warm place for about 1 hour, and then we'll come back to it. All right, and what we're gonna do next is we have a little bit of the caviar powder left. We're gonna add this on top. And first we're gonna egg wash the whole dough itself. It's gonna really caramelize and create the nice golden brown color that you're looking for. So this is gonna be crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside, just like me. So next I'm gonna put some of this dehydrated caviar on top of this Kaiser roll to really kind of replicate the poppy seed look, but also at the same time, it's gonna push into the dough and create that nice extra crunch and texture that you're gonna need. So now we're gonna put it in the oven for 425 degrees at 15 minutes. Wow, look how beautiful these things came out. Golden brown, proof really nice. The poppy seeds that are caviar stayed on, and they look great right on top of this thing. I like the way that it looks, that it makes it look like a roll that you've seen before in the grocery stores or in the bodega, but it's not. So next we're gonna create the remoulade. It's usually used for a lot of po' boys and stuff like that, Creole section of the South. Since I'm using salmon bacon for this dish, I think the remoulade will really go well with that. I like to smash garlic to open it up. And we're gonna go ahead and just mince this. I'm gonna just crush it a little bit more. Next, we're gonna go ahead and put in our mayo, horseradish, pickle juice, and a little bit of that smokiness. Cajun seasoning, okay? Pepper, a little salt, a couple dashes of Tabasco. I'm gonna mix this first. This is a little bit of reminiscent of the creme fraiche. It has fattiness, a little bit of acidity to it, and we're gonna use the caviar as a seasoning agent for the whole thing. I decided to go with the paddlefish. Even though this is the least expensive one from the 3 that we tasted yesterday, I think this is the most approachable, and also it really was strong, and that's what you kind of need with this dish. When you make that first bite, you want that to be a pop right into your mouth when you bite into it, so that's why I chose the paddlefish. Like I said, you want to treat this with respect, okay? You don't want to mush it, you want to fold it. Taste. Oh, that worked. You know, the remoulade flavor is right in front, right? But then the caviar, the seed, the saltiness is right in the back. This thing is gonna create the layers that you need to really create a great sandwich. Now it's time to put the whole sandwich together. Oof. Look at this, how beautiful this thing looks. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put some butter on the pan here. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and toast our Kaiser roll. I'm gonna do 4 pieces of salmon bacon per sandwich. This salmon bacon is made in Alaska, and it looked like they kind of emulsified some salmon meat and put some fat in it and then smoked it and cured it. It doesn't have the fattiness with regular bacon, but it does pour forward kind of the seafood taste that you need with this dish. We're gonna do a 3-egg situation here for this sandwich. We're gonna go ahead and take our salmon bacon off, add a little bit of chives. I'm gonna go ahead and put some cheese there. What I'm gonna do first is put banana ketchup in the bottom of the bun. I'm gonna go edge to edge, all right? It's key, just to cover it like that. And then remoulade. That looks good. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and put our salmon bacon, our eggs. Oh shoot! It's okay that it's messy. It's the style that we do here in New York. All right. And then next, we're gonna go ahead and put our caviar in. Yeah, buddy. Go ahead and close it. Yeah. That's what you call a bacon, egg, and cheese right there. That's clean. Oh man, look at that thing. You can literally see the caviar right there. It's just oozing out. Oh man, nice sandwich. Wow. Caviar is definitely prominent. It's not like the caviar is hiding behind something or it's getting muddled by something else. It's the main attraction of this whole dish. Even the bread itself, you can taste the caviar in that, you know, like that oceany, salinity kind of flavor profile. The one thing that you can't really get around is the caviar is gonna be expensive. So if you do something like this, it should be for a special occasion, you know, the day after New Year's, a great hungover a sandwich in the morning, and you wanna feel still decadent from the night before. Definitely do a salmon, bacon, egg, and cheese with caviar in the morning. This is for you.
Oh my God, Harold. Look at this, the layers here and the caviar. It's like a rainbow in here.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Appreciate it.
And then what is this on top?
Those are all dehydrated caviar, and we just cooked it on top.
That's so
it's caviar all
dope. That
everywhere.
is so, that's brilliant.
Go ahead and take a bite. I would
Easier
suggest
said than done.
Go in the corner.
What's my
The corner
strategy?
situation. The corner situation.
Okay, I'm going on the corner.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You know, looking at it, I thought it was going to be really more like just in your face, over the top. But it's not. It's actually really delicate. And the paddlefish was a great choice on your part because I taste the caviar, but I also feel like I'm having these different layers come through. This is just fun. It takes away any pretension. That shouldn't be there in the first place, honestly.
I'm glad you like it. We had different ideas too.
I actually love it. Wherever you put this on the menu, I'm going to eat it. Or I'm going to put it on my menu.
All right, like we always say, in Bon Appetit, never forget where you come from, otherwise you become a asshole. South Bronx all day, you already know. Peace.